The Miami Dolphins are in a bit of a weird spot because this is a team that it kind of feels like they're at a crossroads. They've definitely got talent, they've got speed, but can they win in between the tackles? Can they win in the trenches? They've tried to make strides in that area, and we were kind of in a weird spot where we're like, is Tua Tagovailoa the guy? Is he the quarterback of the future, or is he just a bridge quarterback to finding their next one? Well, the Dolphins showed us, as we see with teams nowadays, Brock Purdy getting that big contract, the Dolphins showed us that Tua is their guy. He is the best option for them. Signed a big contract extension through the 2028 season, and he is going to be our quarterback for this rebuild. But there are a lot of steps to take in order to bring this Dolphins team back to the Super Bowl. And there are rumors about whether or not Tyreek Hill is going to be a part of this team. They traded back for Minkah Fitzpatrick, sending Jalen Ramsey to Pittsburgh. Welcome back to Miami, Minkah. But they don't really have any corners. It's a really weird team where on paper, I feel like they could be competitive. But then in practice, you start to see a lot more holes with this team. We're going to try to patch those today. The way I like to start all these rebuilds lately is going into abilities and making sure we have the training camp ability upgraded and activated. You find that in player development, it's camp counselor. It's really, really valuable. You can get a ×2 multiplier for training camp mini games, a ×4 multiplier, and then a 5% boost to dev trait upgrade. It's super valuable. I also think hiring a couple of tier 2 or tier 3 scouts is a good idea as well. It's very simple to activate those just before you actually do anything. Go in weekly strategy, swap out some abilities you don't want by unselecting them, and then add in what you do want, which is, of course, camp counselor, and then hire 2 tier 3 scouts. Make sure to confirm the loadout, lock it in, simulate training, whatever you want to do, and you're good to go. Wow, this is the team. Tua Tagovailoa with superstar development. That is unexpected. That's going to make Tua a lot more valuable here in Madden. Accuracy is great, and that is a calling card for Tua. He is an accurate quarterback. He throws with great anticipation because he has to, because he doesn't really have much of an arm. And then people will point to that and say, well, look at him making this 60-yard downfield throw. It's like, that's not really where arm talent shows up the most. It's with intermediate throws. It's throwing into tight windows, and in the NFL, these windows are incredibly tight. That's where you lose, some of the possible throws due to just lack of overall arm strength, and that's just where Tua is a little bit deficient, but he makes up for it in other areas. Obviously, this is a team that likes to run the football a lot. They've got a bunch of really good backs. Devon Achane is quite good, but you lose Raheem Mostert. Jalen Wright could be somebody to look at for the future. Of course, drafted Ollie Gordon. Tyreek Hill, when healthy, is a monster. I love Jalen Waddle. Why the Dolphins brought in Darren Waller, I don't really know. We'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. I doubt it. I think the offensive line has potential, but is extremely flawed. I think Aaron Brewer can be good. I like Jonas Savaiinaia as a draft prospect. James Daniels I thought was good to bring in. We'll see if Austin Jackson can develop a bit more. I don't know that that's possible. And we'll see what Patrick Paul can do in the development timeline of this rebuild. On defense, got a lot of talent here, but Bradley Chubb is not somebody I'm going to focus on for the future. I like Jordan Brooks. Tyrell Dodson's cool. I think Jalen Phillips, when healthy, is a really good player. We're probably going to try and develop Chop Robinson over Bradley Chubb. Zach Sealer's great. And then Kenneth Grant has unbelievable potential. This guy is gigantic, first of all, but is a really, really good athlete for that size. We just needed to see a little bit more consistency out of him at Michigan. But when he's on, he was as dominant as any player in this past year's draft class. Can you get him to produce that level on a regular basis? If you can, he's going to be one of the better interior defensive linemen in the league. And then at corner, a lot of holes here. Jack Jones, Kader Kohu, Mike Hilton. I mean, it kind of looks like Cam Smith might not be anything. He does have the future starter tag. We might see if we can develop him, but I mean, it just doesn't really look that good. Of course, Zach Wilson in here and hook 'em horns, Quinn Ewers. Of course, I am a big Texas fan. A lot of my family went to Texas growing up. My uncles got season tickets since the early 70s. Made me a fan from very, very early, as I just had to get used to Tua being a lefty for a minute, even being from the Northeast. But if you've seen my tweets, if you've seen my draft content, you know how I feel about Quinn. He really held Texas back at times. However, I think given his skill set, he couldn't really have gone to a more perfect situation than Miami or even San Francisco. Very similar offensive skill sets from these quarterbacks, and what Mike McDaniel and Kyle Shanahan, of course, are asking of these quarterbacks. So if any place is going to get something out of Quinn Ewers, it would probably be Miami. So we'll see what type of development Quinn has. And unfortunately, we know Tua's probably not going to be able to stay healthy. He really never has been able to. So you're going to probably see Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers play at some point. So it'll be interesting to see how ready Mike McDaniel's able to get those guys, and if they could potentially be a QB of the future type player here in Miami. We'll see. Hey, we'll take a dev trait increase for Jonas Savaiinaia on the offensive line. This receiver drill is still broken, so it's very, 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 I won't even say hard to get gold. You just have to be lucky that the quarterback doesn't throw it to outer space every freaking time. Dolphins also brought in Willie Gay. He could be a decent player. Really good athlete, so if Gay can just stay straight towards the football, use that speed, he's going to be in a good spot. But it's so tough. Like, can we actually even develop Jalen Phillips very much anymore? He's 26 years old. I know that seems crazy, but he's got like 2 years of development here in Madden. Can we get him into a 90 overall range? Probably not. Well, you know what? Maybe with the training camp boost, it's possible, but it's going to be an uphill battle. That's for sure. Yeah, let's stand Tua in front of the target here. Just get him drilled. That's good. We'll take the paper mache quarterback, and we'll just have a free rusher go at him. I like that. Get Jalen Phillips a 50-yard head start. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, dude. Eugene Asante is a really good athlete. I just worry that he's too old already, and he's too low of an overall. It's going to be tough. Ooh, dev trait increase for Jordan Brooks up to superstar. I'm telling you. You've got basically a 0.1% chance to get a dev trait upgrade, but with the ability, even though it says only a 5% increase, I feel like it might as well be a 50% increase. Can we develop any DB? I mean, it really looks awful. We need corner so bad. Thankfully, in Madden, corner is one of those positions that's pretty strong in the draft typically. I mean, this Dolphins team does have a ton of fun players. Like Mo Kamara, I think, could end up being a pretty decent player. Maybe more of a specialist than anything else. And it is abundantly clear why the Dolphins would take a chance on Darren Waller at tight end. They've got nothing there. I mean, tight end looks really, really bad on this team. And it's going to be a position that we need to address in the draft without question. I hate to do this, but I will contribute to the extermination of the white corner. Ethan Bonner, at least, is not going to be on the team. We're going to move him and Storm Duck to the practice squad. And probably one more corner as well. Was Jason Marshall the one who threw the shoe? I don't think so. I don't think so. In the LSU game? Yeah, Marco Wilson, of course. I couldn't think of the name. No real need for Jake Bailey with Ryan Stonehouse. Do you have to cut 4 more players? Who does it recommend? Yeah, probably don't need Mike Boone. I don't want to cut Zeke Biggers. Quentin Bell may be a great athlete, but is 29 years old. And Patrick McMorris, we definitely don't need. I can't imagine Jackson Carman ever plays. Okay. First time looking at the draft class, we have AI Green. He's so good, he's computer generated. No, Al Green. We got the, he's a musician. What is interesting, though, is Zeke Bonds. It's a strong running back name. 5'11", 235 out of Wyoming. A power back expected to go top 5. Could I introduce Thunder and Lightning at running back? We have the Lightning. Zeke Bonds could bring the Thunder. A lot of receivers, So many receivers. It's a position we could draft, and corner, nowhere to be found in the national region strengths. Wide receiver, D tackle, and quarterback. Not going to draft a QB, but wide receiver, I guess, and defensive tackle absolutely in play. But this will be the team for season number 1. I'll probably play Malik Washington over Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. We've just seen what he can do already. Good red zone threat. Can get down the field a little bit as well, but I think Malik Washington has more potential for me in this rebuild. And Cam Smith is up to a 72 overall. I want to see if he can play. I mean, Mike Hilton's a slot guy. Kader Kohou and Jack Jones have potential to get upgraded a bit. I mean, Mike Hilton, I like him as a player. He's been great before with Pittsburgh, with Cincinnati. What is his role on this team for the future? It's tough to say. It really, really is. I don't really want Bradley Chubb either. So these are guys that probably will not be on the team come the trade deadline. Hilton, Chubb, absolutely gone. Darren Waller probably too, if anybody wants him. Big 9-6 victory over the Browns in the Devon Best Bowl. You guys remember Devon Best? Jordan Cameron is another Dolphin and Brown. Was Gary Barnage a Dolphin? I feel like he might have been. He was definitely a Brown and Panther. Never a Dolphin, just a Brown and Panther. Anyway, we are 4-3. That's, doing totally fine. It is interesting to see draft preview stock up for Oklahoma State center Jared Jones. It's a position we would absolutely consider. I think a center is really capable. Well, you'd like to think they can play guard as well as center, but I mean, in Madden, I'm all interior offensive line might as well be the same to me. Not every center in college football profiles is someone that can play guard. The same way not every guard can move to center, but it does happen quite a bit, and that's why in the draft, all interior offensive linemen are just kind of categorized as interior offensive linemen, but, some are obviously more centers than guards. Anyway, it's a conversation for a different time. In Madden, I'd like to think they're a little bit more interchangeable, as our focus position is going to be wide receiver. But center is absolutely a position we could consider. And Jared Jones here might have just A's across the board. Could be a guy to watch out for. And I might want to start following these draft stories a little bit more closely, because if that ends up being an indication of, the best player in the class, that's going to be a good thing to know about, as Nate Garner has his draft stock down. Jalen Phillips is up to an 85 overall now. Kohou is a 78. These guys all have expiring contracts. Waller, of course, he's got to go. I just don't know if we're going to get anything back for him. Same thing with Mike Hilton. We can package them together maybe, but I can't imagine the market's going to be very strong for what I'm actually trying to trade. You know what? The Giants want to give me Cordell Flott. We might be able to make something happen here. He's only 24 years old. Star development. I might prefer Deonte Banks. But, I mean, Flott's got 4 years left under contract. They're the same age, and Flott's a slightly higher overall. Maybe Flott would just be better to have. Sending Darren Waller to the Giants, man. This is kind of hilarious in a really sad way. Let me add a fifth. It's going to be Darren Waller back to the Giants. Literally the team that made him retire from football. He's talked about it. He's like, man, they were trying to make me block. It's like, yeah, buddy, you play tight end. Go play wide receiver again if you want to be a receiver. Mike Hilton, Bradley Chubb, and a fifth. Giants absolutely need more pass rushers. They don't have enough with Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns. Bradley Chubb to the mix. Flott and a second-round pick coming back. We're going to keep Mercedes Lewis' career alive. The former Jacksonville Jaguar returns to Florida, this time in South Beach. The 41-year-old is headed to Miami. I do want to bring Jalen Phillips back, and Jalen Phillips wants to be back. He's not all that expensive. There's still a bit of room for growth here. I think a 3-year deal makes the most sense, and he should just straight up sign this. Maybe if I extend it to 4, I can get a little bit more of a discount, and that's probably as long as I would want to have him under contract anyway. Kader Kohou, I'm thinking probably 3 years as well. take the money down slightly. We're already running low on funds. When you're paying a rookie quarterback, it's a lot easier to build the rest of the team around them because they're really cheap. When you are paying Tua Tagovailoa $40 to $50 million a year, it's a lot more difficult to field that team around them because you don't really have wiggle room. You don't really have money to fill in those gaps. You've got to draft incredibly well, and I don't really think we have money to bring back anybody in here. In fact, the only guy I would even have moderate interest in is Ryan Stonehouse. He is actually really cheap, so he should just sign this and maybe wants a little bit more money. My only holdup there would be it's pretty easy to find punters and kickers in free agency for nothing, essentially, but when you have a really good one, they can have some value. Well, post-trade deadline, we're not really looking that good. We've lost a number of games in a row. The number is 4, I believe. I'm pretty sure. And here we are at Focus Players. I've got to know how good Zeke Bonds is in the entire scope of the class. I've got to know. Is he a top 5 talent, or should he not even be close to the top 5 here? This guy's one letter away from legendary pass rusher DeMarcus Ware. He's worth looking at for that reason alone. That's a bad reason, but no, he has A finesse moves. Could be good. I find it difficult to believe that the players I traded were that influential to our success. We finished 6-11, and the offense sucked. Tua was like fine, whatever. 3,000 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, 9 picks. Ran the ball pretty well with Devon Achane. 4.5 yards per carry, a little over 1,100 yards. 4 touchdowns is a very low number. Looks like Jalen Wright got most of the goal line carries. Receiving, this is putrid. Not a receiver over 800 yards. Nick Westbrook-Akine led the way with 6 touchdowns. What are these numbers? Defensively, a lot of tackles for Jordan Brooks, who had a pretty good year overall. Sealer with 11 for loss, 10 for Jalen Phillips, who had 15.5 sacks. Great year for him. 10.5 sacks for Zach Sealer. Wow. 5 total interceptions, nobody having more than 1. We've got some work to do. Bird Bowl, Eagles, and Ravens. Come on, Ravens. Get a win here, Lamar. We'll see what happens. But we've got some work to do, man. Started 4-3. I just can't believe that Bradley Chubb, Darren Waller, and Mike Hilton were that influential. Eagles win a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins league MVP. It's Matthew Golden and Nick Scorton winning Rookie of the Year on either side. That's interesting. I feel like usually it is the same 2 players every single time, but it's actually being mixed up now. I wonder if they've made an adjustment. But Joe Burrow typically does win MVP, so that's not unusual. Players ready to negotiate. Jack Jones can go. He's 28 years old. He's not going to develop. He's dead. Well, hopefully not. Even though he did rob a Panda Express as a fun storyline, and I think he got arrested at the airport for just bringing guns. That was an interesting move. But we wish him the best. He's not dead. He's just dead to us. He's gone. Sometimes I just need to let thoughts be thoughts. Ife Atu Melifonwu, also going to be gone. Willie Gay is up to star dev, but Gay is gone. And we'll see if Stonehouse wants to come back. He wants to play for a new team. You don't get to. You're going to get franchise tagged. Oh no, $4 million for a punter. Where am I going to find that? We don't have a lot of money. Again, it's the Tua Tagovailoa effect. And Tyreek Hill really very expensive as well. And his contract's going to be up after 2026. Do we trade Tyreek? It's a tough conversation. Tua's going to get as expensive as $66 million in 2028. We've got to free up some money. Austin Jackson's not going to be a part of the future. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything in free agency. Really, we need more picks, and we need to draft extraordinarily well. George Pickens is here. I like that with Jalen Waddle. I really, really do. We don't have George Pickens money. We don't. You know what we have money for? Let's take a look. Pokey Wilson. We've got Pokey Wilson money. Got a couple Pokies. But, yeah, I mean, there's not really anything I'm actually going to be able to do in free agency. I'm so worried about our money situation in a couple of years. You've got to be aware of it. Devon Achan's up to an 88, though, playing up to an 89. Tua is in a good spot. Tyreek Hill's actually getting worse. He has lost X Factor after a completely awful season. Oh, man, guys. He's 32 years old. He wants to be a streamer more than football right now. We can get some pretty good value back for him. Yeah, dude, Jacoby Myers at a third and 2 day threes. Where do I sign up? 2 future day 3 picks? I'm in. Jahad Campbell would be very interesting. Obviously, Joe Alt. Ooh, the cap hit is astronomical. Tyreek might have to go. Minka's down to star dev. Man. Okay, we've got to trade Tyreek Hill, I feel like. So here's the deal. Zeke Bonds is a top 5 talent out of Wyoming. Guaranteed top 5 guy. He's actually got pretty good speed, too, even though it says only decent. Elite acceleration. It's kind of a vanity pick. We don't really have the ability to draft a running back right now. Billy Marshall looks awesome. He is a pass protector who looks to be very, very good as a run blocker. That's a rarity. He could be, I mean, maybe a generational player, right? We also know that cornerback Russell Woodley is a top 5 talent. He's got elite speed, elite acceleration. He can play in both man and zone. Connor Barwin. I remember Connor Barwin. Didn't play tackle, though. And Jared Jones is a round 1 guy. Ben Santiago is a round 1 guy. Here's what we're probably going to need to do. I would love to get Billy Marshall. It's not going to happen. I'd love to get Zeke Bonds. It's not going to happen. I would love to come away with Russell Woodley. I'm probably just going to have to do it at number 6. Unless I can get a haul back for Tyreek Hill. The first pick is right tackle Billy Marshall. Would have loved to have him. It just was not in the cards. Minnesota does go with Zeke Bonds at number 2. And the main problem with Tyreek Hill, there are so few teams that can even afford to take on the contract that ultimately there are so few destinations we can even send him. The Saints would be one. I think the Cardinals are probably the best fit. They've got some interest. They've got some money. Getting Trey McBride would be great, but I think I'm just going to opt for the picks. That's the trade. Tyreek Hill is an Arizona Cardinal. We are getting back a first this year and next year from Arizona. We are sending a third this year, number 70, and number 166. I mean, it really is the end of an era. He was a great Miami Dolphin, but just had a really, really bad year. He's getting paid so much money. We cannot afford to keep him. And it's the Jalen Waddle show now. Receiver looks really bad. Really, really, really bad. But guys, we just didn't have the money. There was no money for Tyreek Hill. Austin Jackson, you're next. Honestly, we should probably trade Minka too. I know that's tough, but he's 29. He's in the final year of his deal. We're kind of tearing it down a little bit. I mean, I don't want to do that. Because you think when you pay that quarterback, you're starting the window. And we're basically saying the window's closed. We got to figure something else out. So it's tough to admit defeat, but we've kind of got to look at reality here, and it doesn't look good. Austin Jackson's an Eagle. A 7th for a 2nd next year from Philly. Probably going to be at the very end of the 2nd round, obviously, but it's something back for a player that I don't see having a future here, and somebody that was really, really expensive. Here we are at number 7. We can get a guaranteed top 5 talent. Feels like that's too much to pass up. 5'10", 208. Very interesting build, but elite acceleration and speed. Russell Woodley, I think, could be a pretty good fit for us. We need corner. He looks to be a very, very good one. And he is our selection at number 6 overall. Welcome to the Dolphins, the number 4 player in the draft with track speed, smart, heady defender. We love head. Headiness at corner. Sticky. Man cover corner as well. He's got hidden dev, 95 speed and acceleration. That's very, very nice. And he's going to be a starter next year. Kurt Wood off the board. Indianapolis going with a corner, or a quarterback, excuse me. A lot of receivers on the board. Now, apparently, DeMarcus Ward ran the slowest 40. It said he ran the slowest 40 of any edge rusher. This is a lie. He ran the fastest. So, I don't know what to make of the draft stories if they're just not going to be accurate. I will say a lot of the tight ends look very, very good. I mean, Nick Guerrero needs to be a Dolphin. This is a perfect fit. He ran in the low 4.4s at his pro day. His elite strength, speed, acceleration. In that Ole Miss offense, you know, he's a focal point. A, catching traffic. A, catching. Route running seems very good. We're obviously not going to be drafting him at number 12, but that's a player we need to have. There's some good value down the board at wide receiver. I don't know that I want to take one here. I mean, I definitely like some of the value. There's no question. Like, Jonathan Garcia is really interesting. 6'4", 232 out of Bama. Solid speed and marginal acceleration, but he ran in the 4.3s at his pro day. It's really good. The skills are good. Is it worth it at number 12 overall? I just feel like we have so many holes on this team. I know I want to improve the offensive line. There's some players that can help us do that. I know I want to get that tight end. I mean, I've been saying a lot of things this draft. Okay, wow. I am trading. Is this even a good? I mean, it is a good trade. I'm trading number 12 and a second, number 50. We have a pick at number 38 for a first this year and next year from Cleveland. So we pick up number 29 and get their first round pick next year. We're going to see where that leaves us. So that's picking at number 29. Ward is off the board. Nick Guerrero went at 17. Why would Seattle take him? Man, that genuinely just pissed me off. 17's crazy. Well, Garcia's still available, as is Jeff Brown. Do I prefer Jeff Brown? No. We're going to go with the big body Jonathan Garcia out of Alabama. If anything, he can potentially play tight end at 6'4", 232. That is a big, big, big receiver. And he is the newest Miami Dolphin. We would have considered him at 12. Now we get him at 29. He's the number 22 player in the draft. Hidden Dev makes some highlight reel catches. He might just have his best fit at tight end for us. And maybe we'd prefer him at tight end over Nick Guerrero. We'll see. Okay, this may be a steal here. Bryson Merritt, I think, is going to be worth a selection. Maybe not the best athlete. If we could turn this into a first next year, I might prefer to do that. A run stopper with great speed who can really, really cover is also very intriguing in Nate Garner. I mean, I am getting teams offering a first-round pick next year for this pick. I feel like I'd be stupid not to select that. I kind of feel like the Bills don't actually simulate that well for a top-flight team. I'm going to make that trade. And then the Merritt goes right after to Cleveland. I think I'd consider trading back up for Garner at linebacker, but we'll see. I don't want to move up too much. Garner went to Seattle at 49. I was not willing to move that far up for him. So we're just going to move to number 91 here. Garner, I mean, could be great. Maybe we made the wrong decisions there, but I think it was just too tough to pass on the future first. We really just need more picks. We're going to make this move with Indianapolis getting out of our third rounder right now. It's just there's so many holes on this team. Had to be done. And now in the fourth, we're going to take Arnold Johnson. He's a developmental player with absolutely elite speed. That's something we can develop. Supposed to go undrafted maybe, but he's ranked number 69 in the class. Got him at 102. Nice. Elite speed, only normal dev, but 97 speed and acceleration is fantastic. Draft recap, Russell Woodley is a 79. We'll absolutely take that. Garcia's a 75. Arnold Johnson's a 72. Did not find a lot of value down the board. I mean, you know what? Decent backups maybe. But we will see what the rest of the class looked like. Yeah, pretty good. So, Billy Marshall is an 83. Number 1 overall pick. I think that's well warranted. Chip Lawrence and Javier Ramirez, both hybrid strong safeties, taken in the 20s. Both very good. 83 and 80 overall. There's Woodley. Bryson Merritt was a 78. He looked very good. He was a top 5 player in the class. I should have drafted him in round 2. I should have done it. And I was worried about that, and I should have done it. So we know that for a fact. Vincent Guerrero was a 77 overall. I think I preferred the other Guerrero, didn't I? Or did I get confused and then just miss the one I actually wanted? He's only got normal dev, so, like, that's fine. No, it definitely wanted Nick. He was out of Ole Miss, I remember that. He's a 76 overall, has hidden dev, has 90 speed, which is exactly what the receiver that I drafted has that I'm considering moving to tight end. His dev trait is only star. I can forgive myself on that. Nate Garner is pretty good. 74 overall, one of the better players in the class, I guess. And again, we opted to go a different direction. And yeah, he's a solid player. So the problem with moving Jonathan Garcia to tight end, 49 run blocking. It's pretty bad. If it was 59, that's kind of like on the low end of about average, but he really, I don't think is suited to play tight end with that run blocking ability. I'm going to have to move him back. Although Brackett, who we drafted, may not be a high overall, but he does have hidden development, probably star, I would guess, obviously, but could be some value here for the North Dakota State Bison. Melvin also has star or better development. I think our best chance at superstar or X Factor even is Woodley, but still probably unlikely. I could see Brendan Brackett getting pretty good with training camp done now and getting some upgrades. It's not like Austin Jackson was so good that, oh my goodness, we don't have a right tackle now. I mean, a little bit, but very upgradable player. Will we get an ability spot for Russell Woodley? No, we don't, which means now that he's an 80 overall, he does not have superstar or better dev. It is just going to be star. This class is supposedly strong at left tackle, wide receiver, and corner. Again, we could consider all of those positions, so I don't mind it. At the top of the class, a lot of edge rushers, and obviously some tackles as well. I've upgraded the ability for tier 3 scouts to now getting 5, so we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. So this is going to be the team. Brackett's already up to a 69 overall. We picked up Greg Dulcich because there were no other options at tight end. And then, you know what? I think Melvin's going to start at strong safety, but everything else is going to be as you see it. Well, year 2 is making it look like the reset is even more worth what we need to do. 1 and 6. Minkah Fitzpatrick's got to go. I'm going to keep Devon Achane. Jordan Brooks should probably leave as well. We have a lot more in remaining cap room projected for next year than we did previously, as Devon Achane is back. But we still don't look that great. And, I mean, it's tough to trade these guys because Zach Sealer, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jordan Brooks, these are very clearly some of the best players on the Dolphins. Will they be a part of when this team is actually good? I want Sealer back for 2 years. I'm going to try and keep him. I said I was going to move Minkah. He's still good. If I can get Minkah on a 3-year deal, that's kind of where I want to be. I can move the money up a little bit. He doesn't accept it. The Saints are offering Taliese Fuaga a 4th, 2 7s for Jordan Brooks. I don't mind that. I think there's something there. I'd like to negotiate because I feel like I should be able to get a little bit more. Well, it's going to be Jordan Brooks, Fuaga, and a 2nd, projected to be number 33 overall. It's a good trade for us. We get younger, and we get a big hole that is plugged now. And I think I like Brackett. I think he's got potential with that star dev. I don't really know what we have in Patrick Paul. I'm going to move Fuaga over to left tackle. You know what? I think worst case scenario, we can tag and trade Minkah Fitzpatrick. He might regress a little bit, but I would like to hold on to him overall. We finished 5 and 12. Absolutely not where we want to be, but I think this is really going to be our rock bottom. Tua, the numbers are like just fine. Maybe we're not being aggressive enough. It doesn't seem like the offense is really that bad. Like Devon Achane's playing well. Jalen Waddle goes over 1,000 yards. Jonathan Garcia wasn't awful as a rookie, going over 800. But I think our defense is really holding us back. We're putting up decent numbers. 10 TFLs for Jalen Phillips, 14 sacks led the team, 13 for Chop Robinson in her breakout year, 9 for Sealer. Kenneth Grant even had 5.5. That's a really good number. Russell Woodley had 2 picks as a rookie. Minka grabbed 2 as well. Still only 5 total as a team. Our defense really needs to improve, but I think so does our offense. We're just not scoring enough points. Bengals beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins league MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Al Green gets Offensive Rookie of the Year, and it's Patriots linebacker Enrique Delgado that brings home Defensive Rookie of the Year. So Joe Burrow wins MVP last year and now wins Super Bowl MVP this year. Players ready to negotiate. Taliese Fuaga, Minka Fitzpatrick. I just don't really want to give a big deal to. He's 30 years old. He's going to test free agency. We're going to franchise tag him. It's a potential tag and trade. I want to extend Taliese Fuaga later and Chop Robinson later. Cam Smith is acceptable depth. He's going to be back for 4 years. Aaron Brewer is an acceptable starter. He's going to be back for 2 years. Somebody that we can upgrade. Linebacker is incredibly weak for us. I don't really need Alec Ingold, to be honest. I do want Ryan Stonehouse back long term. We'll see if he signs this. He's going to test free agency. I actually can't tag him this time, so that is going to be true. Jason Sanders, it's not paying that. We have a little bit of money. This is where we should start to spend at least a little bit of it. Kyle Hamilton is here. Kyle Hamilton's a good fit. He's 26 years old. I'd like him on a 5-year deal. We can pay him, and I don't think it handcuffs us overall. I think that's just somebody we should afford to offer a big contract. I think we can. I think we can deal with that. I also think Trenton Simpson's not a bad offer. He's 26 years old. I mean, we're probably just going to change the defense anyway. He would be probably playing Mike for us. Ooh, Melvin has superstar dev at strong safety. That kind of changes the Kyle Hamilton projection a little bit. But at the same time, I think he's just too good of a player not to get. Do we have more interest now from Trenton Simpson? No. He still does not want to play in a 3-4, which is okay. I just think he would be an upgrade on what we have currently. We do not have a lot at linebacker right now. We need to add something. We're going to do something in the draft, but supplementing the team through free agency I think is also a good idea. There is some real talent at defensive tackle in this draft. Like, is Emmanuel Magana worth the #1 overall pick? Finesse moves and power moves. He's got elite speed and acceleration, great strength. He's probably a top 5 player at a position of need. We have not identified top 5 talents to this point. So I'm wondering where these top 5 talents are. Let me get Adonai Mitchell. It's not a bad receiver to just add. He's got a ton of potential in real life. I just want to see him put it all together. Really fluid mover for his size. I do think I'm going to end up drafting a tight end, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to just add another. And I think Luke Musgrave's a great fit. Not too expensive. Could be a starter. Really good size. Really good athleticism. The knock on Luke Musgrave coming out was his health. Is this a guy that's going to be able to stay healthy? And the answer, unfortunately, has been no. He really has not been able to. Oh, hold on. Superstar dev Diego Romero. New big interest for me. He could become a star. I mean, that might have been an undrafted player that had superstar dev and is just in free agency now. Let's see how we do. Offering 5. 3 are gone. Or 2 are gone. We got Luke Musgrave. Kyle Hamilton picked the Browns. Wanted to play in Cleveland over Miami. Who could blame him, I guess? What a spot Cleveland is. We do bring in Trenton Simpson, Adonai Mitchell, and Diego Romero, though. Romero at 6'6", 317 is a big boy. Could consider him inside at guard. Garcia only with star dev. I think Brackett could be a starter, but the reason we just gave Romero all that money, and he would get a slight upgrade on the interior, is to be a starter. We traded for Taliese Fuaga. Brackett may just be a backup. And I think Romero is going to take over at right tackle. Or We can just move Fuaga back. We still need kicker and punter. We're just going to wait. And this is where we are right now. We have the number 2 pick. We have the number 4 and 5 picks. We've done very well. I mean, we've set ourselves up. These picks aren't cheap, by the way. Also 27. And Josh Marshall's a top 5 talent at middle linebacker that we can get way down the board. So you can basically pencil that pick in at 27. And I think I want Emmanuel Magana. He might be the best player in the draft. Unfortunately, we don't pick at number 1 overall. But we have 3 top 5 picks. We've got to be able to do something with that. And I wish I would have scouted Alex Stockton all the way. I know edge isn't like the biggest need for us, but I think he's a pretty good player. And I want to do something here. I want to move up for Magana. We have some really high picks in the 2nd round as well. I mean, we are set up. We are well positioned to move up. We are in such a strong spot right now. And this is the trade we're going to make. It is our 1st round pick this year, number 2 overall. A 2nd round pick, number 37. Number 69. Nice. And a second 2 years from now for number 1. All that to move up 1 spot for Emmanuel Magana. Did I call him Enrique? That was somebody else. I think it was a tight end in a different rebuild that the Dolphins got, funnily enough. Emmanuel Magana, elite speed and acceleration, great strength, very, very good skills. I hate that this is a glitch where the transparent background exists if you don't simulate pick number 1. But I had to trade up and get the number 1 player of the draft, potentially. We're taking him at number 1 overall. Our interior defensive line now is going to be so good with Magana, Sealer, Kenneth Grant. That feels like a really good combination. Magana was a top 5 talent, but not the number 1 player in the draft. Ranked at number 4. He does have hidden dev, 93 strength to go with 80 speed and 86 acceleration. He should be a problem. Not for us, though, hopefully. There goes Alex Stockton. I think that was a player I liked quite a bit, but we don't need edge rusher. Even with, I mean, Russ Burrell looks very, very solid. We don't need it. Trent O'Neal to the Bears. And if you look at the actual talent in this class, Josh Marshall's a top 5 guy. That's great timing because we do need another linebacker to go with Trenton Simpson. But we only know about these players inside the top 50. And none of them, outside of Marshall, are top 5 picks. Aldridge could be good value somewhere. I know we need tight end, but I don't think I would draft him in round 1. I know we need we need receiver, but I'm not going to draft Forsett right now. It just has trade down written all over it, which I know is not exciting, but gives us more flexibility later. I am trading number 4 to the Saints for their 1st round pick next year and the year after that. They're one of the worst teams in the league, and they just get their quarterback of the future, which you think they would have taken at number 2 if they were considering a QB, which that's the logic needs to get revamped a little bit. I'll tell you, I'm still considering Russ Burrell. I know we don't need him, but he looks very good. I mean, we develop him behind Jalen Phillips. It is not worth the pick. As good as I think the player could be, I can't rationalize it. I'd like to get, in position to draft this tight end, or even the receiver Lamar Forsett, but I don't want to do it here at number 5. This is a trade I'm going to pretty happily make. Oh my goodness. We need slightly more. How about another 7th, or a 7th? It is a 1st round pick, number 5 overall, a 2nd in 2027 as well, so that's number 62, a 4th, a 6th, and then a future 7 for Kamari Lassiter. He's in the final year of his deal, so I guess it would make sense why the Texans would consider trading him, and also their 1st round pick this year, which is number 14. So basically, we add some extra picks. We swap from 5 back to 14, but we get Kamari Lassiter, which is a big upgrade at corner. Nelson Aldridge goes the pick before us at 13. I think that's who I would have probably taken here. Forsett, I think, is still a strong option. We absolutely want Josh Marshall. I mean, there are still other good tight ends. Like, Wes LaRubio looks good. Reynaldo Armstead definitely looks good. Also has elite speed. I'm going to take the receiver here, though. I'm going to go with Lamar Forsett. Solid player to add to the receiving room. I really would like to get 3 receivers overall that I feel confident in. And Forsett's going to be that third. Playmaker out of West Virginia. It's a fun thing. We've seen Tavon Austin. Not that he was a great NFL player. Stuck around for a while as a return man. Had some good value. You know, Stedman Bailey was another one of these West Virginia receivers. He didn't really have that great of a career. Kevin White definitely did not. Out of West Virginia. Listen, it's not about the past. It's about the future. And Lamar Forsett could be a good future player for us. Hands made of glue. Ranked number 15. Got him at 14. He's got normal dev. I guess that makes sense. You know what? I don't have anything to say. We pick at 27. I know which direction I'm going in. If he's available, and he is. Taking a top 5 player in the draft at number 27, Josh Marshall. Big upgrade at linebacker, can tackle a little bit, great pursuit, great block shed, great in coverage, really good athlete. Seems like a can't-miss, no-brainer selection here, and is going to be the quarterback of our defense for a long time. Number 3 player in the draft. Good speed for a linebacker, able to quickly diagnose plays, wrap up and drag down tackler. Hidden dev, 89 speed, 93 acceleration. He is a stud. And here we are at 33. What is the move here? In terms of true talent, there are some round 1 players still available. If we want to go with a corner, tackle, that could maybe move around a safety, we can do that. These are true round 1 guys. What about at tight end? You know what? Reynaldo Armstead's still available. We still need a tight end. He's from Tight End University. He's got elite acceleration, agility, jumping, and speed. Maybe not a great blocker, but I think he's going to be a really good receiving option. Nearly 260 pounds. We're going to draft Reynaldo Armstead. Show me a top 20 player. Number 11. We'll take that. NFL-ready pass catcher. Excellent speed for a tight end. Shows great concentration, catching in traffic. He's got hidden dev, 87 speed, 91 acceleration. He may be the best tight end in the draft. Maybe even better than the other Iowa tight end. And the best thing is we got him 20 picks later as we move into round number 3. Is there still value? Probably not. Could add depth at corner. I don't love it. Ronald Northcutt has elite kick power and a kick accuracy, and a awareness. He's going to go undrafted. 3rd round is maybe a little bit too early, but that is absolutely somebody I would consider. Anyone with like greater elite kick power and then A accuracy, I feel like is a pretty good player. You know, give me the corner. Zone coverage is not good, but Darren Galloway will be the selection. Supposed to be a day 3 guy. He's a top 60 player. Faster on tape than he is at the combine, I guess, or wherever at his pro day. 91 speed, 93 acceleration. Hidden dev, not a bad pickup down the board. It's an interesting player. Bryce Middleton out of Arkansas. I think he's going to be a really good nose tackle. He's well-rounded. I've seen this archetype be pretty good. And he is a top 50 player. We got him at 133. He's got hidden dev, 92 strength. I know we took a defensive tackle at number 1 overall, but Tyler Herrera is, or not Tyler Herrera, Bryce Middleton is a very different type of defensive tackle, as our next pick will be spent on a kicker if he's still available, and he should be. I'd be shocked if he went off the board. I think we're going to be able to draft him here. Ronald Northcutt, and there's been some precedent for a Northcutt in the NFL before. Dennis, I don't think they'd be related. But Ronald Northcutt is the pick. We need a kicker. He's got elite kick power, a kick accuracy, and awareness. He's the number 13 player in the draft. Made 91.3% of kicks in college. Leg strength should translate well to the NFL. He's got hidden dev, 99 kick power. I would say it's going to translate. We might have found a generational kicker. He may not be the number 1 player in the draft, but he's top 15 with 99 kick power, and I would honestly guess superstar dev. We'll have to see. That's a pretty good draft pick. I think we did pretty well here. Yeah, I'll say. Emmanuel Magana is an 81 overall, 77 for Forsett, 81 for Josh Marshall. making the most of our 3 first-round picks, and we had at the top, middle, and end. Still crushed it. 78 for Armstead. Darren Galloway's a 74. Bryce Middleton's a 75. Ronald Northcutt was a 78. This is one of the most well-rounded draft classes you're ever going to find. Wow! The Saints got a good player. 82 overall quarterback. That might be the highest overall quarterback I've seen in the draft in this game so far. And the Saints got him at number 4. I think they would make that trade again. But why is that guy not going earlier? Quarterbacks just need to be the first player off the board, I would say, most often. Alex Stockton's also an 81. The Saints crushed in the draft here. Alex Stockton looks insane. 84 speed, 89 acceleration, 88 finesse moves, 86 strength. I said I thought he looked great. I just don't know where he would have played for us. I mean, this draft class was stacked. Aldridge was an 80. So we did miss on him. But we got a 78 in Reynaldo Armstead. I'm not that mad about that. This draft class had a lot of talent in it. A lot of talent. Russ Burrell was really good too. There was some real talent in the class. And the Saints got almost all of it. How did they manage that? Honestly, you might have an argument for the Saints having a better overall draft than we did. 82, 81, 77, 75, 75, 73. Let me know down in the comment section below. Is this Saints draft class better? Probably not. Probably not. Well, I finally managed to do gold on the receiver one, even with the bum quarterback. And we got 2 skill points. We'll take it. Okay, well, I found the best player in the draft. It was Eric Parra. I guess I didn't realize how good he was. I don't know if I clicked into him specifically, but yeah, he's pretty good. Interesting looking cat, I'll tell you that. But he's an 87 overall as a rookie. He's got 97 kick power and 99 kick accuracy with 80 speed as a rookie. Okay. What? That's pretty good. So this will be the team for season number 3. I'm expecting bigger things this year. The O-line is, of course, as good as it has been. Romero's going to get a nice little boost. Playmakers are pretty good. We're trying to just find a way to live without Tyreek Hill. And the defense is also as good as it has been. Held on to Minkah Fitzpatrick. Upgraded at corner. Upgraded on the D-line. I think Magana was one of the best players he possibly could have brought in. And we'll see if it pays dividends. 87 overall. I'm hoping for at least 4 wins at the midseason mark. That is as good as I could have hoped for, really. Lost by 1 point to the Patriots. The difference between 6-1 and 5-2 right now. Jalen Phillips already has 8 sacks. Off to a very nice start. And our offense, top 10 in points scored. Our defense, top 5 in points per game allowed. Playing really well right now. And we have the talent. I think we're finally making it work. Still some holes on this team, but I think we've drafted pretty well. A lot of it is just about development now. We do have to re-sign Kamari Lassiter, Chop Robinson, Taliese Fuaga, Minka's in here, James Daniel. It's a lot of players. It really is. That being said, a lot of these guys do have an interest in staying in Miami. We've got a decent bit of money. I'd like to save a bit where I can, though. Kamari Lassiter wants more money. Chop Robinson probably deserves more money. We might be able to get a slight discount, and Chop Robinson returns. Fuaga is going to be 15-ish per year. I really don't mind that. Actually, we got it a little bit under that, too, over the duration of the contract. Minkah may end up being the tough one. He wants close to 20. It's probably either Minkah or James Daniels, which is really all that we actually need. Eric Parra would be nice to keep long term, but I don't know. I would say James Daniels is definitely the most replaceable here. Minkah's going to be pretty expensive. Don't really want to give him a 4-year contract either. This is another franchise tag caliber player. 8-3 Giants, 9-2. Abdul Carter up to a 93 overall. I keep thinking Malik Neighbors should develop better than he does, but just don't think he puts up big-time numbers in the Giants playbook. We are up to an 88 overall, though. That may be as high as a 90 by the time we actually get to the playoffs. We're looking pretty good. I guess I would still consider a receiver. We have Jerry Lamb here, Morgan Monroe. We have some options. I also think this may be the range where we start to at least consider a quarterback as an option. Eric McCoy, but not Eric McCoy. We're going to check out those quarterbacks. Miami Dolphins, welcome to the playoffs. 11-6. This is where we want to be. Tua with a very good year, 4,200 yards, 41 passing touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Achane stayed pretty good, over 1,000 yards, 4.5 per carry, 4 touchdowns. Tua even had 5. Maybe you don't run, though. That might not be a bad idea. The reason I say consider a quarterback is purely because of this factor. If you look at the contract, Tua is about to be extremely expensive, and it's going to expire soon. So if we were to draft a QB, we could sit him for a year and then have him ready to go. That'd be a possibility. We could trade Tua, get a ton back for him maybe. It's an option. Not saying it's a lead option, but it's an option. Jalen Waddle had 100 catches, over 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. What a rookie year for Lamar Forsett. 14 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards receiving. Jonathan Garcia was also highly productive, as was the rookie tight end Reynaldo Armstead. Found the end zone 9 times. I think Tua did a great job of distributing the ball. I feel like everybody really caught a ton of passes. And Lamar Forsett's playing up to an 86. He made the Pro Bowl. He's surely going to end up with at least star dev, you would think. The route running is very good. Again, only a rookie. He's going to be a really nice player for us. Defensively, let's see how we did. 17 TFLs for Sealer, 12 for Phillips, 11 for Chop Robinson. The pressure numbers weren't as good, but the defense still played great, so I can't really complain. Phillips led the way with 13.5 sacks. He was the only one with double-digit sacks, although I think Emmanuel Magana played fairly well for a rookie. A lot more interceptions this time around, and that Sam linebacker spot makes a bigger impact than you might think when they don't appear in the adjust lineup screen. Might put more focus into getting an actual good one, maybe, especially if you're running a multiple defense. It's going to be pretty valuable. We're going to simulate the wild card at least, see if we can beat the Chargers and advance to the divisional round of the playoffs. We'll see what we can do. And yes, it is the Patriots in round 2-ish. The divisional. Now, we played the Patriots twice this year, obviously, playing in the AFC East. We had a 23-17 win and a 24-25 loss. Very close games. This should be a close game as well. 2 similarly rated teams. We're going to pop into this one and see what we can do. On the road at Gillette. It's a tough matchup. Oh, they got Gronk ringing the bell. We may be in trouble here. We'll see what happens. I will jump in if necessary. We're down to start 7-0. Got to find the end zone, and we do 7-7. Already into the third quarter. New England with the lead. Tua just took a sack to bring up 3rd and 13. They're calling plays where we don't really have a chance to move the chains, so I'm going to go ahead and opt out of that. Call my own play. Armstead is an X factor, by the way. I think we definitely made the right move. Getting lucky and missing on the other tight end. Throw it to Waddle quickly. That ball really floated, but it got there a little late. Jalen Waddle can't make the catch, and New England will take over. Not what we wanted. See if the defense can get a stop, and they can. Only down by a touchdown. Starting from our own 10, though. Not where you want to be. See if we can make something happen on offense. Get the ball to Devon Achane. Feels like a good idea. Can we get one more playoff before the third quarter comes to an end? I'm going to say no, we can't. But, oh, we can. At the buzzer, Tua on the move. We know we're sliding. Let's not get crazy. If we have to see Quinn Ewers, we may be in trouble. But also hook him. But also, I don't want that. I'd love to utilize the speed of Devon Achane. He's got a lot. Well, it's hard when we can't get into space. Let's get Armstead the football. He's a superstar X-Factor rookie, wearing number 13 at tight end. He knows what type of player he is. It's not really a true inline guy. As Tua is going to get pressured, the ball floats up, and this is a tough call. I do think we're going to go for it. I don't want to risk giving the Patriots the football back, but if you don't get it, you basically guarantee a loss in a lot of ways. Maybe not for sure. There's enough time where if they score, we could potentially get another couple of possessions, but it's tight. I don't want to risk punting the football and then not touching the ball again. Wide open is Armstead. Looks like we made the right move. I think that may be an unpopular call there, but I mean, a lot of times going off the clock, right? No, Tua with the head injury. Oh, no. Free play? We might have a free play here. Tua drop it in for Armstead. And just every pass with revamp passing just hangs up in the air for a long time. Revamp passing is just not all that good. I really wish it was, but it really is not that good. And especially not in Madden. Better in college football, maybe. Got to throw that for Garcia. Underthrown. Or at least Gonzalez working back through the receiver. Thankfully, not an interception. 3rd and 5. It's tough to throw the ball. That looks open, though. Luke Musgrave. He moves the chains. Tua just over 100 yards passing. I mean, I just don't feel like we can stretch the field. I don't feel like we can hit tight window throws. I don't really feel like we can do anything. Good route. Wide open is Luke Musgrave. Need a block on the outside. Musgrave has decent speed for a tight end. Very good speed for a tight end, really. Puts us inside the 30. I'd love for Armstead to just run up the seam here. But that's going to be wide open. Tua for Forsett. The great rookie steps out of bounds at the 9. It is a tough time to cut. That's not a fumble. That is not a fumble. That is one of the worst calls I've ever seen. And this is totally going to stand. That's not even a catch, let alone a fumble. No. Unreal bad call. We got to get a second look at this. Please. Please review this garbage. I can't even watch a replay. If we don't have the football here, there's a massive mistake. Thank you. 3rd and goal from the 4. I'm liking Forsett. He's going to get the throw. Touchdown, Forsett. We're going to tie it inside 3 minutes. Need our defense to make one stop, and we can win the game. That's all. Come on, defense. Ooh, screen's interesting to start. Mike May has been picked off in this game, but we'll see if we can force a mistake now when we really need one. I don't even know where we are. We're on Sealer. Quick throw over the middle. We're just not there. Looks like Josh Marshall is an X-Factor as well, by the way. Another great draft pick for us. We just got right out of the way. We can't let the Patriots control the clock and kick a game-winning field goal. We need to get Drake May to the ground. User pick would be nice, too. Oh, that's really, really bad. We're going to have to let him score. I mean, it's not great. I say let him score. He was going to score. Kyle Williams touchdown. Patriots take a 21-14 lead with 1 minute and 39 seconds to go. This is a really tough spot. I would very much consider going for 2 if the opportunity arises. Take off with Tua. We have some blocks here. Tua Tagovailoa down the sideline. Just get out, Tua. Please. Is a screen here a good idea? We're about to find out. He's got to get Achane in space, and he's caught. No way. Inside a minute now. 3rd and 6. Who wants to get open? Quick throw to the tight end, Armstead. He gets rocked. He holds on. No fumble, thankfully. 43 seconds. Okay, I mean, I would have preferred to drop there. Nearly sacked. 2nd and 10. I don't really love anything here. We're going to take off with Tua. We're going to slide. 30 seconds to go. Time is really running out. Maybe should have called a timeout there, but we didn't. 3rd and 1. They got bumped. Snap the ball. Nobody's on Garcia. Snap the ball, Tua. Man, they got to him. Garcia makes the catch anyway. We're going to have to call a timeout. 17 seconds to go. We need a touchdown. I'm basically not even considering Waddle here. Christian Gonzalez is on him. I don't feel good about it. But I like that matchup, though. We can't find it. It's like, where do you even go with the football? We're going to try that. Tua down the field. Forsett makes the grab. Oh, my goodness. What a rookie season. Lamar Forsett. Tua under pressure. Just let it fly. We got a good matchup. Forsett goes up to get it. Armstead was just enough of a distraction. And I do think we are going to try to win it. 8 seconds to go. We're going to try to win it here. I want to run it, man. But I know we're going to get stuffed. They're going to change here. They're still not going to bring somebody else into the box, though. If we can't run the football here, this is ridiculous. Achane sneaking through. 2-point is good. It didn't look great, but we got it done. 22-21. We need to hold on for 8 seconds. And we're going to move on to the AFC Championship. 8 seconds. They don't have Tom Brady. Are we going to see a Drake May moment? Get everybody back. Marshall can blitz. Good pressure. Throw down the field. No time. Triple zeros. We're moving on. 22-21 over the Patriots. Good come from behind victory. A 2-point conversion inside 10 seconds to win it. Tua throws for 3 touchdowns, as does Drake May, but it wasn't enough for the Patriots. We are moving on. Battle of Florida. Dolphins, Jags in the AFC Championship. By this logic, if we beat them, we should be playing the Bucs in the Super Bowl, right? Probably not. Let's go. Good start, please. Nope, we're down 7. Got a field goal on the board, and we're down 14-3 as we approach the half. Are we on our own 26 here? Oh my God. 2 turnovers in the game already. Thank God we have a great punter. I mean, we could be as down as much as 21-3 here. It probably won't even be 17-3, but it really doesn't look good. And we need a strong start to this 3rd quarter. Let's get a drive. Let's see if we can make something happen. Working off play action. Deep shot for Jalen Waddle. Tua puts it up, and he makes the catch. Jalen Waddle torching Tyson Campbell. It's not the first time that's happened. Go back to their days at Georgia and Alabama. Jalen Waddle ran a switch release from the slot and basically worked a wheel up the field. Tyson Campbell completely could not keep up with him, and he's a state champion sprinter as well. You can look into that. I know that's an insane memory I just have for that particular thing, but remember watching the film. That's how you know I watch it. We're going to go for 2, make it a 3-point game. That's a really good a lot of things, but we're going for Garcia. 2-point conversion is successful, and that is 11-14. Jags make it 21-11, though. Man, the Jags are a team that simulates really well. Okay. We need another big play. Tua on the move. Nothing but space for Tagovailoa. I mean, we need a flag there or something. Tua has been picked off twice in this game. None of them are mine. Just so we're on the same page here. It has not been me. I know you'd think, right? But no. Oh, God. We're looking for too much there. John Franklin Myers makes the play. John Franklin Myers, Josh Hines Allen. Pick a name. It's insane. 2nd and 18. That's wide open. They screen themselves. They pick themselves. Garcia down the field. Big time answer. Down by 4. Come on, defense. All right. That'll play. 24-18. 3 minutes to go. We can do this. There's Achane. Big time juke from Achane, and he's got burners. Nobody's going to catch him. Achane to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Devon Achane. Okay, well, I wanted that to be a long, methodical drive. Nope. Lightning has struck in Jacksonville. Devon Achane hit the hole and was absolutely gone. In the blink of an eye, we're going to take the lead. 25-24. Jacksonville with an instant answer. 47-yard touchdown pass to the running back, Travis Etienne. And we're down by 7. 25-32. Forsett makes the catch. Those routes were very congested. I didn't really exactly know what we were throwing there, if I'm being honest, but it worked. 1:48 to go. Man, I need this O-line to help out a bit more. Okay, well, that's not really what I had in mind when I said that. Thanks. Good route. Throwing with anticipation there for Forsett. Big first down. Do we want to play for OT? We got to get in the end zone first. So let's just focus on doing that. That's hard enough, especially when you don't catch the football. We have all 3 of our timeouts. I feel like Waddle's going to end up getting pretty open here. We're inside a minute. Waddle looks open. Okay, that was not the way that was supposed to be done, but we'll take it. 48 seconds to go. Achane, big hit. He's got 9 rushes for 101 yards, but a lot of those rushing yards came on the same exact play that we saw go the distance last time out. Achane scooped up. I'm going to have to call a timeout here. It's no longer, hey, if we don't get it, we'll force a 3 and out. That's not an option. We need a touchdown on this drive. Don't have time to make it happen. I don't know that the offensive line was even the problem there. We just didn't make a decision quickly enough. And now it is a very tough 4th and 7. Very, very tough. I like Waddle here the most. If Waddle's not there, we're looking back towards Forsett or Garcia maybe. But it's got to be Jalen Waddle. He makes the catch. Waddle down to the 4. We're going to go hurry up here. We're going to try and preserve those 2 timeouts. Let's hit him with the draw, but we got to snap the football. Achane bouncing it. Broken tackle. We're going to call a timeout. Tried to catch him napping. They were ready for the draw. Still would like to run the football here. We have a timeout, but it's getting sketchy if we don't get this. Achane down to the 2. We're going to call our final timeout. I know that seems crazy to go back-to-back runs there, but you got so much speed that you've got a decent chance to get it. We've got 2 shots at the end zone here. 3rd and goal, can't get sacked. Forsett! Way to create separation at the top of the route. That is absolutely beautiful. Lamar Forsett, touchdown. We're not going to go for 2. What? We went for 2 and Sim and didn't get it? No way, dude. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is a crazy way to lose the AFC Championship. Unreal. The ultimate cowboy running back, Ezekiel McFadden. All the slowness of old Zeke and all the injuries of Darren McFadden. That guy might stink. But he also went to UMaine. Weird. Jelani Winter could be the real deal. Dominant is what all they have to say about him. I can't believe we lost that game like that. This is the guy? I don't think so. Although Cam Jefferson from Florida, he's got a juke move. That's always intriguing. Also, Grant Fant is a crazy name. What do we have to look forward to at quarterback here? Would I really consider drafting any of these guys? I mean, maybe Edward Etienne. Could have a decent arm. Accuracy is pretty good. It would be under consideration. I also might consider an edge rusher. There are a couple here at the top. And the Jags just beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl 21-0. Trayvon Walker, Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Forsett did win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Man, Jags just crushed it. Josh Hines-Allen winning Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Burrow with another MVP. Okay, ready to negotiate. We are going to pick up the 5th year on Kenneth Grant. I need Kamari Lassiter back. We've got the money for it, and Kamari Lassiter makes the right decision to return to Miami. Minka down to a 91 overall. I'm still very interested in keeping him. Just not for what he wants. But I can franchise tag him. I'm very comfortable with 1 year, a little bit under $22 million. Don't necessarily need Jalen Wright, although he does want to be here. I'm not paying him $4 million per year when I can get a rookie. Patrick Paul, we don't need. James Daniels feels replaceable, but he is pretty good. He does want to be here. I'm not paying him $20 million per year. I mean, I literally couldn't if I wanted to. We don't have the money. Trey Smith is here in free agency. Eric Parra is here in free agency. He does want to be back. I'm not paying a punter this much, but I mean, maybe if we extend it out, he would be interested in the job security. I think that's an option. Just can't afford James Daniels. It's like he knew he was going to be the top guard in free agency. The thing that's working against him, Cooper Beebe's not a bad option. The thing that's working against him is it's so easy to draft good offensive linemen, especially at guard. You just really don't need to pay them. You do need to allocate, high-ish draft picks to them, but you don't need to pay them if you don't want to. Okay, Armstead, X Factor, Forsett up to star. Tua, of course, has X Factor. Northcutt has Superstar, as was to be expected. Magana has X Factor. Middleton has Superstar. Marshall with X Factor we knew about. This defense looks insane. Would I consider drafting an edge rusher anyway? Yeah, I still might, but I think our biggest hole probably... Well, if Brackett can play the interior, we probably don't even need a guard. I mean, Aaron Brewer's going to play center, but Brackett could play guard very easily. When you look at the actual holes on this team, it's backup running back, it's a backup safety, it's another edge rusher, more depth at linebacker. It's not a starter. And we need a punter, of course, but again, I can just get that in free agency for free after the draft. Ooh, both of the tackles at the top here are indeed top 5 talents. The corner, Michael Gunter, out of Maryland, is a top 5 talent. 6'4", only 182, but A-man, A-press, B-zone, great speed, elite acceleration, A-hit power. So we know for a fact who 3 of the top five talents are, but there could be more. There always could be more. But even a round 1 talent at quarterback, especially with elite throw power, is quite good. What about at running back? Are any of these guys really worth drafting? I know there are a lot of A's here. The power backs always have a lot of A's. It doesn't necessarily mean they're good. Although Jordan Cruz does look pretty good. They've got no elusive ability ever. And I'm probably not drafting a running back unless I know that they are like a generational type talent here in the game. 80 plus overall. And I don't know that that's Cam Jefferson. A lot of round 1 talents, though. We definitely don't need a tight end. I feel like the possession archetype is not as strong as the vertical threat. That's the thing that I really hate about the Madden 25 draft classes, is it's not about the player. It really isn't. It's about the archetype, and that can't be more clear from when you see, okay, here's a generational run support, strong safety from USC with 99 hit power. They are from USC every time. It's a fun EA game, bug or feature. It's ridiculous is what it is. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be in range for a lot of these top players. D'Angelo Heath from Iowa is also a top 5 talent. Not quite the athlete that the other corner is. Ronald Cage could be the pick, though. We'd have to move up 1 spot to get him. We also have number 29. So I'm really trying to consider what we should do. All right, here we go. Jumping into the NFL draft. First overall pick is Chase Wilbur. I bet it goes exactly the way the mock draft says it's going to. The CPU needs to be able to trade up with the CPU. We need to make the draft feel more like the draft and not what it is currently, which is pretty lame, I would say. I know EA has data that says, well, only this percentage of users makes it to the draft, so we don't put that amount of focus in. Well, that's a ridiculous argument, in my opinion. We are trading a first-round pick next year. We have 2. And number 29 to move up to 6. So we have 6 and 7. Here And we're going to take Ronald Cage with our first pick. Strong arm quarterback out of Georgia Tech. Only 21 years old. He's got elite throw power. I think now is the time to strike on a quarterback. And the round 1 talent is the guy. Ronald Cage, cannon arm. Looks good in shorts. Big hands. Ranked number 22. We got him at number 6. Does have hidden dev. 96 throw power to go along with 75 speed. And a smile that'll make your bones cold. Move on to number 7. It's going to be a corner here. We know about them being top 5 talents. I think Gunter is better than Heath. He is 2 years younger. He is a better athlete. It's kind of a no-brainer. Michael Gunter, we're going to find a spot for him somewhere. Maybe Cater Kohu moves back to safety. Michael Gunter is the 4th best player in the draft. High football IQ. Sticky man cover corner. Good feel and IQ in zone coverage. Only got normal dev. A little bit unfortunate there. But I believe in the skills. Back end of round 2 now. See if we can find some value. Ugh, doesn't look like it. Is there undrafted talent down the board at receiver? I mean, like a little bit. But nothing I would consider. Okay, we're going to go Rashard Andrews here. He's got A man coverage, B hit power, B tackle. Good enough athlete, elite agility. We're looking for a backup safety. Rashard Andrews is that guy, or Rashad. Ranked number 14 in the draft, got him at 61. Also only normal dev. But I think it's a solid pickup for us. A couple of running backs in here with A ball carrier vision. That's cool, I guess. Can they do anything else? Doesn't look like it. Ooh. Nate Dodge looks very good down the board here. This is an auto draft pick for me. Lead blocking's terrible, whatever, don't care. Nate Dodge, ranked number 35. We got him at 93. Hidden dev from Miami. Chance to start. It's an interesting build. A catching, A press, B zone coverage. Good speed. Let's go Enrique Waller. I mean, we have good depth at corner, but got hidden dev. Better than our top 6 pick. Or 7th pick. I mean, Landon Ainge has A tackling down the board at 250. He's a good enough athlete. A hit power. C zone coverage. There's something here. Ranked number 172. We got him at 157. It's a good backup. And he may even play more than you'd think. Can I find good value at punter here? I'm sure people are going to be upset that I didn't keep the generational punter. But I just can't value a guy like that seriously. When I think we can just replace them pretty easily. I don't know how much it actually impacts anything. Now, are we going to find that type of player again? Probably not. But we can get something at least. Although these punters actually look pretty terrible, to be honest. Is there a kicker in here that maybe we could move? We have to decide probably in the next couple of seconds. I mean, Levi Reddick has A kick accuracy. He's a power archetype. We're going to draft him. He's actually the number 3 player in the draft. Made 96.2% of kicks in college. Power is a question mark. He's got only normal dev. I mean, I don't know if that he's going to be a kicker for us, but he's something. Draft recap. Ronald Cage is a 76. Michael Gunter is an 80. 77 for Andrew. 75 for Nate Dodge. Real good chance to start. Reddick is an 81. Got a decent backup running back down the board. That's maybe a bit of a stretch. And there were some pretty good players in this class. Both the tackles were really nice. There was the kicker and Gunter. D'Angelo Heath was pretty good. Did we make the right call? I don't know, maybe. Cam Jefferson was a 78, so he was a true round 1 talent. I mean, I think we did pretty well. Ooh, superstar X Factor for our strong safety. Decided to use him because he's a starter, and I think he was kind of the weak link on defense. And getting him up to X Factor is very intriguing. He may be up to an 85 overall by the start of the regular season. This will be the team for this season. It looks pretty good. We've got some development to do, but there's absolutely some potential here. Cage may seem like a waste of a pick, but I don't know that it'll end up being that way. We'll see what happens this year. Defense looks great. You know, you do have to worry about some of these guys aging at this point. And you're worried also about expiring contracts as well. Minka, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Zach Sealer, Jonas Inaya, Cordell Flott, who we traded for, Cater Kohu, Aaron Brewer we can probably get rid of, but it's a lot of players who are impactful. And I think this is probably our window. However, if we lose Tua, we still have plenty of money, and I think on top of having plenty of money, we'll actually be able to use it this time because we're not worried about a Tua extension. We have our quarterback of the future, potentially. So we'll see what happens, and I'm hoping for big things here at the midseason mark. Give me like 5 or 6 wins. Midseason mark, we're a little bit worse than I would have hoped. 4-3, but there's some development to be done. So it's not the end of the world. And, you know, I probably should have tried to trade our first round pick next year, assuming that we'd actually be pretty good, instead of whatever pick I traded instead. Team is still like quite solid, but we have a lot of expiring contracts, as we talked about a little bit earlier, and it's tough to see this team staying really together moving forward, especially when Jalen Waddle doesn't really want to be here. A 3-year deal. I'd have to give him a little bit more money. It's crazy how much the scheme fit impacts him. Like, it's like none of the other stuff even matters. So Waddle might end up playing in the franchise tag, which would be pretty expensive. Inaya is very expensive, 24-year-old guard. He's going to make about $20 million a year over 5. That's tough. Tua, man, I can't give him what he's asking for. Absolutely no way. We didn't draft a quarterback with Tua staying the guy of the future. I know that's going to be crazy. We're 4-3. It seems like a really crazy time to sell, but I'm not going to be able to bring Tua back. I don't really need to bring back any of the corners. Maybe like a 1-year deal for Minka and then a Tua franchise tag potentially. Minka's back 1 year, $21 million. It's expensive, but it makes sense there. Zach Sealer, I'm looking at a 1-year deal as well. I don't mind about $20 million for him out of Ferris State. And we were able to bring back the punter, by the way. The generational punter was unsigned. We just got him, but we're still, even with the generational punter, not doing all that well. We're going to make this move with the Rams. Aaron Brewer, Cordell Flott gets me Hudson Pearson from LA. He's a 23-year-old edge rusher. I think that's a pretty good fit. And I'll tell you, I'm sure the value I can get back for Tua is pretty big. He's an X-Factor quarterback. We can get a lot back. But I'm going to hold off because I will be franchise tagging Tua. And it could be a tag and trade type of thing. We're going to try to win this year, but if we can't, he's getting tagged, he's getting traded, and we're moving on with Cage at QB. We are not a playoff team. 9-8. The 8 seed. Not good enough to get in. Very disappointing, but that's what happens when you don't play up to your own standard. Tua threw a few too many interceptions this year and fewer touchdowns than he had last year. Yards are all right. HN was still pretty good. We're just not scoring enough points. Lamar Forsett had a great year. 15 touchdowns, almost 1,600 yards receiving. Do we re-sign Jalen Waddle? I'd like to have him back, but it's not maybe the end-all, be-all. He was outproduced by both Forsett and Garcia. He was arguably even less of a factor than Reynaldo Armstead, everything considered, with the touchdowns. I don't know. It's an interesting argument. Our pass rush got after it. Jalen Phillips with another nice year. Chop Robinson stepped it up another level, 13.5 sacks. Magana with 11. Sealer maybe not worth what we're paying him. But the yards are fine. We're not scoring enough points, and our defense really allowed a lot more points than they did a year ago. We need to be better. It's a Giants-Jets Super Bowl? Oh my goodness. Two teams that share a stadium are now going who knows where to try and win one. Giants obviously a lot more Super Bowl success than the New York Jets. I mean, so much more. But this time, the Jets get the better of the Giants. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Not much to report. I mean, the Jets quarterback, Jake McCoy, wins Super Bowl MVP. And we'll get to the re-sign period. I think we didn't perform up to our level. Tua does want to be back. We're going to pick up the options on Woodley and Garcia, of course. And they're going to be fairly expensive, probably. It's our last chance to negotiate with Waddle. He is regressing a little bit. He's down to a 90, still quite good. But is that worth $20 million a year? It probably, and it's $25 million. It probably isn't. Jalen Waddle going to test free agency, and I really can't stop him. Unless Tua wants to play on a one-year deal, which he probably doesn't. 1 year, $60 million. He's going to test free agency. I really just can't allow you to do that. It's $73 million to franchise tag Tua, and it's really going to be worth every penny. CeeDee Lamb is here in free agency, as is Jalen Waddle, obviously. CeeDee's $37 million per year. That's not going to happen. There is a top 5 running back in this class. Devontae Charles out of Boise State. It's Ashton Genty. A little bit taller than Genty. I think even weighs a little bit more. Maybe not quite the same elusiveness, but would be a really nice Thunder and Lightning combo. I want Devontae Charles. It's a bit of a vanity pick, though, because we don't really need a running back like that. Would probably be better served spending the pick on a receiver. It's a bigger need to get a third receiver in there. We use a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. 4 set is up to superstar dev. We're just missing that third receiver. But, and Cage has just star development. If we were to trade Tua, which I'm almost getting second thoughts about right now, we could be in a really unique position. Zach Sealer has retired. Thankfully, with Middleton, we're going to be totally fine. Our defense still looks great. It's just going to come down to, okay, are we rocking with Tua for 1 more year, or do I trade him for a haul? Devontae Charles likely to be a top 5 pick, of course. And with Tua's contract, I mean, how many teams are even going to be able to take on the contract? We have the 3rd overall pick in the draft, though. That is interesting. We're expected to take guard Evan Chambers at 3. I'm going to tell you what we're not going to do is that. Devontae Charles, I mean, we're going to be right in range. MLB catcher Elias Diaz. Clyde Hyde is a crazy name. 6'3", 274. We got a D2 guard here. I mean, I think, and there's another Clyde in this draft. I think we all know what I'm going to do. I mean, how do I not take the running back here? He's a top 5 talent. He'd be, I'd say, a nice backup, but he'd be a really nice combination with what we already have as a big upgraded power back. Devontae Charles could be in play to be the best player in the draft. He will be my selection at number 4. So I guess we didn't trade away somebody else's pick. We kept our pick, or we traded away our pick. We kept the pick we traded for, which happened to be a top 3 pick. Devontae Charles ranked at number 4. Got him at number 3. He's got hidden dev, 94 acceleration, 91 speed, 92 agility at 6 foot 234. It's a pretty good pickup, and this is where the decision has to be made. Is Tua the guy, or are we trading him? I mean, I totally understand the whole reason. I totally get it. The whole reason I drafted the quarterback was to effectively move on from Tua. That was the whole reason. But Tua's still pretty good. And is a superstar X Factor. And the cap hit is not really hurting us right now. Reynaldo Armstead's up to a 92. The O-line across the board is very solid. Our D-line's crazy. Our pass rush is really good. Our corners are really good. Our safeties are really good. And our specialists are probably the best in the league. What does trading Tua actually accomplish? I'm trading my first-round pick next year for James Rivera. That is a really nice third receiver to add to the mix. We're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. Rivera helps us do that. I mean, the Giants were just there, obviously. But Rivera going into the final year of his deal, I get why he might be expendable, but I think he's going to be a really nice pickup, a really nice addition to our team. And He's got superstar dev. I think he's got a chance to be a really good player for us. Draft recap, Devontae Charles is a 79 overall. I know that's kind of a crazy pick at number 3 for us. It is just a running back, right? Man, the CPU did a very poor job. I don't know how many of those guys are going to make the team. But how many good players were even in this draft? Oh my goodness, Evan Chambers went to the Patriots. He is horrendous. 62 overall. Now, if you were taking a guard, probably would have preferred Eli Reese. He's an 83. Went at number 24 overall. Elias Diaz is an 81. Quite a good pick up there. Fullback was a top 5 player. That's chaos. And there's good value in free agency at running back as well. At this point, you go 3, 4, 5 years down the line, but especially 4 and 5. They're just really good players sitting in free agency for nothing that should be on teams that just aren't. Dude, Charles is a big body. I mean, we knew at 6 foot, 234, he's going to be pretty big, but he looks tall somehow. He looks like 6'2", 240. I mean, he's gigantic. Oh, and strong, too. Is Devontae Charles. Goodness. Dude, Devontae Charles is a tank. He has not been tackled one time. Stiff arming, trucking, it doesn't matter. He does not go down. Is that finally going to come to an end as soon as I say it? Obviously. It was destined to be. This will be the team. This needs to be the year. We have a quarterback in waiting, but I franchise tag Tua for an overwhelming amount of money. And then defensively, looks great. No Zach Sealer, really no problem. 3 and 4 at the midseason mark. Why is it so bad? Defensive playbook, offensive playbook, I don't know. Something is not clicking. In terms of expiring contracts of the players that actually matter, Minka, Jalen Phillips, Brendan Brackett, Trenton Simpson, Kenneth Grant, James Rivera, we just traded for Tua, and Damian Melvin. We have $110 million in cap space. Melvin's going to be the easy one if we just give him a little bit more money. It's time to move on from Tua. It's time. Big trade here. Minka Fitzpatrick, 3 second-round picks for Caleb Ransaw and Devin Lloyd. It's an Inter-Florida trade, and I think it makes us better long-term. Ransaw's developed actually very, very nicely here in this save, and Devin Lloyd gives us a nice option at Sam linebacker. James Rivera on a 5-year extension is back. Simpson's here. I mean, we talked about a lot of these guys. It's time on Tua. Got to rip the Band-Aid off. It means not being as competitive this year maybe, but it's the right move. Bryson Merritt, by the way, only normal dev. Good player, though. DeMarcus Ward, also normal dev. I'm thinking these stories are tied to dev trait, even if they're wrong about what the player did. Like they said DeMarcus Ward was really slow. He wasn't, but he does have bad dev trait. Also, we have a guy, Enrique Waller, down here. Superstar dev. That's something. We are trading Tua Tagovailoa to Cleveland. I'm sorry, Tua. Also, Tevin Bennett, who's a normal dev 25-year-old corner. 2 third-round picks, a 4th for an 83 overall right guard in Steve Quintana. 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick from Cleveland. Tua is a Brown. We've got a lot of picks now. We've got a lot of money. And we can make something happen with them. Quintana is an upgrade. Brackett becomes a backup again. And our new starting quarterback is Ronald Cage. He's got a cannon. He's probably about as mobile as Tua. Maybe a little bit less. And we'll see what that means for the rest of the team. Kenneth Grant, I would love to have back. 5-year extension. He's going to be back like $22 million a year. Trenton Simpson, I'd love back. I was thinking more of like a 3-year contract. He doesn't really want to be here. Again, it's the scheme fit. But I think we can make something happen. He wants more money if it's going to happen. Well, good thing maybe we got Devin Lloyd. And then maybe Brendan Brackett should be on the move. He's got trade value. I'd like to bring back Jalen Phillips, but we've got to think of life after him potentially. Phillips is back on a 1-year deal. Brackett needs to go. See if I can get something back for him. Brendan Brackett is going to go to the Steelers for a second-round pick. So whatever I could get back for him. The first 5 players, most of it's hidden by my face cam, but the top 5 players in the class, all edge rushers. The strengths of the national region, not edge rusher. Running back, tackle, wide receiver. We finished 8 and 9. Disappointing. Offense turned up. Defense did not. They did not show up. And I'll tell you, Ronald Cage had a pretty good second half of the year. 2,200 yards, 25 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. Okay, the offense, we might have something here. Devon Achane, very good numbers overall. Found the end zone 13 times. 21 touchdowns for James Rivera. Good thing we re-signed him. He might be up to Superstar X Factor. Forsett was good. Garcia was fine. Reynaldo Armstead was totally fine. And then defensively, these guys were just a bit disappointing, for sure. But there's a lot of time left to turn it around. We kind of revamped, retooled the team. We're going to be back in the playoffs next year. Rams and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. 21-17, Rams get the win. And they have an MVP quarterback, Brandon Griffin. This is something that happens. The Rams just end up being very, very good. And their offense definitely simulates quite well. Josh Marshall, we're going to pick up his 5th-year option. Same thing with Emmanuel Magana. Want to keep our X Factors on the team, no question. Damian Melvin, I would love to have back. Going to have to give him a little bit more money. And he wants to play for a new team next year. It doesn't really seem like you do, but I will franchise tag Damian Melvin to keep him around. Lamar Forsett, pick up his 5th-year option. Doesn't really want to be back. And then Trenton Simpson starting to regress a little bit. But I'd still love to have him back for maybe 2 more years. I can pay him a little bit more money because we have money right now. And Simpson does want to play for a new team next year also. I can't stop him from looking. Plenty of money. Perry's in here. Remember seeing him. I'd love to bring back Trenton Simpson. I really would. He's got 5 teams going after him. He doesn't really want to play for us. I don't really want to give him a long-term deal. But I can offer him like up to $15 million per year pretty much. And it's going to be one of the top offers he's going to receive. He should consider it. And not only will he consider it, he'll sign it. He's back. Rivera is up to X Factor. Tatum has X Factor. I'll tell you something about Armstead here. Haven't talked a lot about it, but just very casually one of the best tight ends in the league. 94 overall as a 25-year-old. He's got great catching, route running, speed, break tackle. He is an absolute monster. And Cage is going to have a huge real season starting. Not that last year he didn't, but he didn't get the full season. D-line looks great. We brought in Caleb Ransaw. I think the corners look great. It's like, what do we even need? I mean, we're really having a lot of problems trying to find out the ideal playbooks. Really having a lot of problems. But this edge rush class does seem to be insane. Patrick McKenzie's a top 5 talent. Darian McKinley's a top 5 talent. You just don't see a lot of edge rushers as top 5 talents this year, and especially not last year, but it might be worth trying to move up. We are at number 9. It's not out of the question to move up to 1, but probably more likely 3. It's just going to be easier to move up to 3. I think Patrick McKenzie is going to be a stud, but we're going to make a move up to 3. And it's just going to take number 9 and number 41. The Texans will move back. We're going to jump up to 3, and Darian McKinley's our guy. A finesse moves. He's not a great run defender, but he's pretty good. He's got elite speed. It's probably what I'm most excited about. He can really get after the QB. He is definitely a future game record. Number 4 player, and we got him at number 3. I think he's going to be a stud. 86 speed right off the bat, 84 acceleration. Finesse moves I expect to be mid to high 80s. Like 84 to 89, best case scenario probably. And the last time the Dolphins moved up to take an edge rusher at number 3, it didn't go well. It was Deion Jordan, by my memory. And yeah, that really didn't work. Maybe this will be different. I'll tell you, Emmett Thomas out of Ohio State looks very good. A pursuit, tackle, zone coverage, great speed. Will definitely be good depth at linebacker. And he's ranked number 62. We got him at 44. It does have hidden dev, but a little bit lackluster based on what I was expecting. Draft recap. Darian McKinley is a 79 overall. We will absolutely take that. We traded up to get him. I would absolutely do that again. 85 finesse moves. Block shed's not great. It is nice at a 69, but it's not that great. And I fear that the edge rusher that went at number 1 overall may have been better, but it would have cost way more to get up to 1. And he was an 80 overall. Very good guard, of course. I thought Akeem Shepard looked pretty good. Top 5 player in the class. Ooh. Nose tackle, of course. Very nice. Patrick McKenzie was a power rusher. I just think I kind of gravitate more towards the speed rushers. But Patrick McKenzie can kind of do it all. Really good athlete. 86 speed, 89 acceleration. Ohio State edge rusher there to the Commanders. Maybe that one will work out differently than Chase Young. And people think apparently Chase Young wasn't that good. He was Rookie of the Year with a very good rookie year. Very good for a rookie. And then he got hurt, couldn't stay on the field, which obviously derailed his career. But he was on his way. Very good rookie. Dalton Waldron is an 81. Yeah, these kickers are pretty insane. Making the switch from Tua Tagovailoa could be a little bit difficult, but I'm hoping that Cage has what it takes to elevate our level of play. I mean, he's already an 85 overall at just 23 years old. The accuracy is not quite what it was for Tua, but it's better, I think, projectable long-term due to the throw power, due to the age. A lot of factors playing into that. And we've got great playmakers. No more Jalen Waddle, of course, but the receiving core is certainly very good. One of the best tight ends in football. A great offensive line. And now a great defense. And I think McKinley could end up being a real great playmaker as well. So I know people don't always love my draft decisions, but I just try to get the best player possible. And I think Darian McKinley certainly was that for me, keeping him also in the state of Florida. And I think Jalen Phillips may not be reliable long-term, and that's just factoring in his age, his ceiling. How good can he actually get? He's 31 years old, very solid player, but in terms of being a pure pass rusher, you could make a really strong argument that by mid-season, McKinley is going to be a better pure pass rusher than Jalen Phillips. We are a 93 overall. I'm hoping to see some real success here. I'm going to simulate to the midseason mark. And this is where we want to be. 4-2, did lose to Buffalo in week 7, but we're certainly pacing a lot better than we were last year. 4-2 is significantly better than 4-3 because you may not even lose a third game. I don't know. It's something to think about. But we're already seeing the team play up. I know I drafted a running back that maybe I didn't need, but I like the thunder and lightning aspect. And then defensively, don't know McKinley's dev trait just yet, but I am hoping it's going to be pretty good. What's our money looking like? Because got a lot of free agents coming up. I'd like to keep Reynaldo Armstead. Again, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. Is he worth $20 million a year? I don't know about that, but he is going to want at least that, right? I'd like to keep Damian Melvin. We have a lot of our top players coming up here, including Jalen Phillips, Devin Lloyd, who we traded for. We've got a lot here. Options to potentially pick up as well. It's not going to be easy to keep our best players. We're already running dangerously low on funds. Damian Melvin is back long-term, though, and I can probably keep maybe one of these guys, and I would lean towards Darren Galloway at corner. He's actually incredibly affordable, but wants maybe a little bit more money. We're going to see, because if we jump into Russell Woodley here, he wants a lot of money. We can't really afford to give him that. I'm trying to see who's making the most money right now. Jonathan Garcia is making a pretty decent amount. Lamar Forset's contract gets extremely expensive, even though it's about to come up. You just can't pay an entire team $20 million plus per year, obviously. You won't be able to keep everybody. Simpson looks like he could end up being the odd man out, just due to age. I mean, you got to pay Taliesa Fuaga quite a lot. Oh, well, I thought we didn't make the playoffs for a second. We did, though, 12-5, which was actually good enough for a first-round bye. Typically, you need a few more wins than that, but we got the 1 seed, I guess, over Tennessee, and we get a first-round bye in the playoffs. Ronald Cage had a great year, close to 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. Ran the ball very well. Devon Achane over 5 yards per carry solidly. Over 1,300 yards, 6 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns for Devontae Charles. I think getting the second running back was a good call. I know the yardage isn't crazy, but the fact that we have such a good power back for short yardage, I think is going to be something that we're already seeing pay dividends, right? I think that was a good move. We had the number 3 overall pick. We had a top 5 player in our sights. Why not, right? As James Rivera stole the show. 22 touchdowns on 88 catches, over 1,300 yards. Lamar Forsett, Jonathan Garcia, and Reynaldo Armstead were just solid contributors, but it was really the James Rivera show. The Oklahoma State receiver showing us what Justin Blackmon maybe could have looked like had he been able to stay out of his own way. 22 touchdowns, though, is crazy. Defensively, Jalen Phillips, 18 TFLs, 15 for Emmanuel Magana, 14 for Chop Robinson. We had 4 players with double-digit sacks. Chop had 13, 12 for Phillips, going down by 1 to Emmanuel Magana every time. Simpson down by 1 again to 10. How Trenton Simpson got 10 sacks, I don't know, but that's an incredible year. Our pass rush was crazy. Only 3 interceptions, though. All by cornerbacks. Very interesting. But we get a first-round bye here in the playoffs. So our first playoff action in 2030, this is a long one, won't come until the divisional. We'll get a first-round bye, and we will host the Buffalo Bills. It's a team that's beat us already this year, 16-20. It was a close one. It's one we can definitely look to avenge here in the divisional. Let's do it. Here we are, off to a 3-0 lead, but as you can see, these games can go wrong very quickly. 10-7, 17-7. Buffalo makes it a 3-point game. We extend our lead by 10. Buffalo with the football. They're going to try a field goal here to make it a 1-possession game. A block would be huge. It's not going to happen. They have 3 timeouts, so I really doubt we see an onside attempt here. So we just need a couple of first downs, and this game is over. Rivera, 4 catches for 127, 2 touchdowns. His incredible season continues. He really, truly is an X factor on this team. Well, picking up that block would have been really nice. Final play before the 2-minute warning. Really want a first down here. Cage on the move. Oh, no. We're just going to launch it down the field. Out of reach. That was chaos. And not the result we wanted. That stops the clock. And we give them the football back. At least we have a generational punter, right? Thank goodness for that. 4th and 1. Buffalo trying to keep their season alive. We need Magana to get after Allen. Please, Emmanuel. Get to the quarterback. He's busting through. Pause. Catch made by Cook. How does that happen? Magana split the double team, but we still couldn't get to Allen. I mean, we're getting there so quickly. Who just made that catch? Here's what we need to do. I mean, they have a massive tight end. Who is this? Pat Moyer, 6'5", 243. He can't be. He looks like he's 310 pounds. Magana's wrecking this game, though. Forcing the ball out so quickly. We're just going to press, and we're going to let Magana just completely annihilate this interior. Don't have any help on 85, though. That's a little bit worrisome. But Magana is just destroying this Bills passing attack. Allen taking off, though, is causing some problems. After roughing the passer, Buffalo's down to the 5-yard line. I mean, we're pressing every play. I'm playing underneath. And we still are not able to make any type of a play. Allen gets rid of the ball too quickly. Even though it's basically instant pressure. As Trenton Simpson saves a touchdown, Buffalo's call their final timeout. A sack may end the game here. Magana's been such a big problem for this Buffalo interior O-line, but they blocked him better that time. Lassiter makes the tackle. 4th and goal. We're actually going to call a timeout. I know that seems crazy, but we're not helping them. They would have one play regardless. If they score a touchdown, we would actually have time potentially to answer. That's the idea. In real life, you wouldn't do that. Shot to the end zone. Ball knocked up, incomplete. Game over. Oh my goodness. I mean, we can get safety here and it really wouldn't even matter. The only thing we can't do is fumble. I mean, a knee down, a kneel just ends the game, but for some reason that wasn't a play suggestion. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but that's the ball game. 24-17 is your final. We are headed to the AFC Championship. Hopefully get a little bit more luck this time around. And it's the Browns. Is Tua their starting quarterback? He's got to be, right? Yeah, he is. He's up to a 95 overall. Did we give up on Tua too early? Tua early. Well, I'm going to say no. Yeah, he's the number 14 ranked QB in the league, which seems crazy. How many high-rated quarterbacks are in the game? Okay, everybody's a 99. Well, there you go. I mean, the Hitchens for the Saints seems unreal. But we've got a guy as well. Okay. He's developing nicely. He's playing up to a 95 overall. We made the AFC Championship. And we're set up for the future. We have draft picks. He looks better than Tua. He does. He's got a way better arm. And the accuracy with all these morale boosts is comparable. Browns, Dolphins. It's no longer just the Devon Best Bowl. It's the Tua Tagovailoa Bowl. They're only an 86 overall. They don't belong in this game with us. I think Emmanuel Ogbah is another Dolphin Brown. Here we go. Who's going to strike first? It's Cleveland. 7-0. We're approaching halftime. We managed to tie it up at 7. Into the third quarter, we're going to take a touchdown lead and hopefully extend that. We do. 21-28-7. Devontae Charles with a touchdown. Trenton Simpson with an interception. This one is over. 28-7. A convincing victory over Tua and the Browns. Congrats to Tua for leading Cleveland to an AFC Championship game. That's incredible stuff. Who's this little character? Browns got a new head coach, I guess. Tua, no touchdowns, 114 yards passing. Did complete almost 74% of his passes, but he got outplayed by the cage. Dolphins, Lions. I'm going to tell you, they're 9-8. I got a really interesting Dolphin Lion that popped into my head. It's going to sound crazy, but I think Issa Abdul Quddus is a Dolphin and Lion. Was James Ahedebo? He was definitely a Lion and a Jet. Issa Abdul Quddus was. James Ahedebo was not. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was Miami. Akeem Spence, maybe. Deshaun Hand is definitely one, unless I just got him in my franchises and I'm confused now. Akeem Spence was Deshaun Hand? I don't know. This is my weird immaculate great stuff. Deshaun Hand was as well. I'm sure there are quite a lot, but it's not important right now. What is winning a Super Bowl. Dolphins, Lions, let's go. Up 7-0. Good start. Keep pouring it on, please. Nope, Detroit has tied it. 14-7 Miami. Detroit ties it once again. And they have the football. 4 minutes to play. ETN at quarterback. And they're going to run like a military school style offense here. That's fun. For us, we stopped it easily. Trenton Simpson up to superstar dev. Melvin we knew had superstar. I thought he was X Factor. Did he lose it? Maybe he did it. Quarterback looking to take off, finding a wide open Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Sun God makes the catch. His 8th of the game, over 114 yards receiving. We need Magana to go one-on-one with the center. That looks to be the weak link, but they're going to double him. They're going to find Amon-Ra St. Brown. 3rd and 8. 2-minute warning. Screen! We read it. We got to be able to get over there, but Gibbs has so much speed. Tackle is made. We're going to call a timeout. 4th and 4. Detroit deciding that the best thing to do is punt. Oh, I don't know what I would do here. It's Banta to punt. Makes me think of Tully Banta-Kane. You guys remember him? I think he had a 10-sack season for New England. Maybe circa 2010-ish. Field goal wins it. Let's not get too crazy. There's Tatum, and Tatum's looking pretty thick too. The number one thing we can't do is give Detroit the ball back with time. That can't happen, and it might happen. I mean, we don't get this here. Detroit probably calls a timeout. Okay, they don't even have to. We've basically given Detroit the Super Bowl. They have 3 timeouts, a minute to get into field goal range. I have no idea how we're going to stop this. We need Magana to take over the game. That's what it's going to come down to. We need him to make a play. Get there! ETN going down! Detroit forced to call a timeout. Just what we needed. That is a huge play. 3rd and 11. Force a punt, please. And our Super Bowl hopes will still be alive. We can't get to ETN. Throwing down the field. Just knock it down. And that's going to be knocked down, nearly intercepted off the tip by Melvin. 42 seconds, 2 timeouts. We've got to get to probably maybe the 38-yard line. We've got a great kicker, so we may be able to drill close to the logo, but we've got to get a little bit closer. It's a good return, actually. And they're playing so far off, too. I mean, they're begging for us to run the football here. And we're going to do just that. We know Achan's got great speed. Not going to call that timeout yet. If they want to play so far off, we're going to take the free yardage. Or not. Timeout. Kind of a weird spot, to be honest. I don't know that I absolutely love this. Achan's open, though. He's going to make the catch. We're going to get out of bounds. 15 seconds. So very close to field goal range. Now, we know we're going to get iced. I want to line it up. I mean, that is just absolute chaos. Clock's going to be ticking. I don't think we can get another playoff. We're not going to be able to. I'm going to call our final timeout. 1 second to go. It's going to be a 60-yard kick. Got to push this thing just to the right. This is a tough kick to end it. Oh, we're not going to get iced. Our kicker must have the superstar ability that says we can't get iced. It's still a 60-yarder to win the Super Bowl, though. Either this or overtime. Here's the kick. It looks pretty good. From 60. It's perfect. The Miami Dolphins are Super Bowl champions. 17-14 is your final. It took a field goal from 60 out to win the Dolphins their first ring since the early 70s. What a season, though. We had to go through our old starting quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. But Cage was let out of his cage for this one. Big Ronnie Cage. Not Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat. This is Ronnie Cage. Ronald Cage. Super Bowl champion. Mike McDaniels won it all. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.